when covering stories, yeah. So playing squash with Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, the Mandela story I told you about the other day, those kinds of stories. And by the way, getting access to heads of state in Africa is a nightmare. It's next to impossible.
You met almost all of them.
I met a lot of them along the way, but it's not easy, yeah? But here's one story. So we're in Kinshasa. Yes, the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, formerly known as Zaire.
And the president then is
Joseph Kabila.
Jose.
But do you know the Congo, DRC, is as big as all of Western Europe? You can put all of Western Europe inside the DRC.
Okay.
And there'll still be space.
Wow.
It is that big. So one time we're in the city, we're in the capital, and I get access to his people, and I said, look, we're here doing a couple of stories. Do you mind if we hang out with you? I do a story called A Day in the Life. We hang out with the president. He's known us from before, so, he probably will be comfortable with us. But, let's just hang out on this weekend.
But Jeff, by that time, you'd made a very big brand out of CNN.
It was huge. So when they hear CNN, they would obviously say, this is mileage.
All right.
It was mileage. So, sure enough, they agreed. They said, be at the office tomorrow morning. It was a Saturday, yeah? Tomorrow morning, be at the office at 6:30. Because the chief will be coming in around 6:45. Sure enough, 6:15 we are there setting up. Because of security, you have to be there early, right? We're setting up Kila Kitu, everything's in place. 6:40.
This is at the palace?
Yes, in Kinshasa.
Okay.
It's called Palais du Peuple.
Palais du Peuple.
People's Palace.
Oh, Palais du Peuple.
Peuple.
Palais du Peuple, yani People's Palace.
Correct. So here, right, motorcade. You could hear the motorcade down the road coming, and sirens, everything. 6:45, he comes in, driving himself in a beast.
G-Wagon,
driving himself. It pulls up at the front, and we're filming now, huh? We're filming. He comes out the car, he says, morning, Jeff, how you doing? Follow me. Dismantle the camera off the tripod. Boom, we follow him. He's walking in. Everyone salute. They've got lifts in the Palais de Peuple. He takes the stairs, 3 at a time. Pop. Military man. You can see this guy, man. Sharp. He knows his stuff. Into his office. Removes the gun. First thing, remove the gun from the side. Boom. Puts it on the table. Goes to the laptop. Internet. Boom. First thing he does, checks the net. I mean, this guy was, how old? He was like 32 then, the last time I saw him. He's probably around 40 now. Anyway, internet says, you got to keep abreast of things. And we're filming all of this. Filming. The gun he puts aside, he says, you can never be too sure. Right? Because his dad was killed by his own bodyguard in a similar situation. So he keeps a gun close by. So he says, Jeff, what do you want to do today? He says, Mr. President, we just want to follow you. Just want to see a different side of President Joseph Kabila. He says, really? Yeah. Okay, so let me just have a couple of meetings, and then we'll go downstairs and we'll take a drive. So now we left the office, let him have a couple of meetings with generals, and he's calling people on the phone. Hey, what's the situation like? What's Bujumbura? What's Mbujimai like? What's Bukavu like? Lubumbashi? He's completely on top of things. Half an hour, 45 minutes later, about 7:30, he's ready. These guys tell us, okay, let's go. As we come out, he's walking down the stairs again, 3 at a time, fast, straight to the front. The G-Wagon is sitting there, and the bodyguards are all, about to get into his car. And I say, hey, Mr. President, do you mind if we ride in your car? Since you're driving yourself, can we ride with you? He says, oh, no problem. He tells his guys, get in the other car. My cameraman, Simon, myself, Dania Gadi. So Simon, of course, he's a cameraman. He's in the front seat with him, filming him and the road. I'm in the back seat. As I enter the back seat, I thought I'd entered an armory.
What?
AK-47 here, rocket propelled grenade here, a whole bunch of 9mm on the floor, and magazines everywhere, and grenades as well. And the guy, Kabila, looks at me in the rearview mirror. He looks at me, right? Because I'm looking, I'm shocked. He says, yeah, you can never be too careful.
He said that?
Yes. And he still has his, obviously, he's put his back on the side, yeah? But he has all this in his car. So now we're driving. We go drive a convoy out. onto the main street in Kinshasa and towards Njili Airport. So that road is smooth, and we're going at about 160. That convoy was moving. Simon is filming from the road to the president, and we're talking, by the way,
and he's driving,
and he's talking, and I'm throwing a question here. And so, Mr. President, what was it like taking over from your father? Was it a little overwhelming? And he looks at me in that rearview mirror. He keeps looking at me. Yeah, says, well, it was difficult at first. It was tough, but we learned. We learned to navigate the Congo that it is. As he says navigate, you can see the Congo River, Fleuve Congo, they call it the Fleuve du Congo, the Congo River just flowing past us, because it divides Congo DRC and Congo Brazzaville. A huge river, mighty river. I'll tell you that story another time, how we came all the way from Kisangani down the river on a steamship. They call it steamship. Anyway, so we're driving to this, we pass Njili Airport. This is about maybe 50-60 kilometers, and we're going. We pass it and we go for another maybe 50-60 kilometers, so about 100 clicks. We enter a park. I didn't even know a park existed. We enter this park, and we drive about 10 minutes in, and there's an opening. There's some guys there already waiting. Clearly he had called in advance and told them that we're coming. These guys, salute. The chief comes out. He has a rifle with a scope. Like these ones you see in the movies? He has a rifle with a scope. He's come out of the car with it, and he's talking to his guys. They're chatting. We're filming all this, chatting, and he says, Jeff, let's take a walk. I said, where are we going? He said, let's just take a walk. So we start walking. And again, military man, he's going like 3 steps ahead of us. Boom, 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 boom. Cameraman Simon is having a hard time keeping up with him. And I'm asking him questions again, as I catch up with him. I said, so listen, what is this place? He says, this, do you know the Congo used to have something the equivalent of what you guys have, the Masai Mara? Mm-hmm. This place was teeming with animals, Jeff. Teeming for decades. But during the wars, the people had nothing to eat, so they started eating the animals in the park. The park is almost empty, but he's carrying his scope rifle in case. He's carrying very casually. That thing must weigh like maybe 50 kilos. He's just carrying it very casually. We walk. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I'm getting tired now. We're walking. He says, hey, so how's the walk so far? You can hear we're panting. He's almost making fun of us now. So we come to this bridge, very made of reeds, very shaky bridge. And we have to cross this bridge to get to the other side of the park. And his bodyguards go first. Boom, 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 boom. One of them almost slips in, enters the river. I mean, it's that shaky, this bridge. And he walks on, nice, calm, casual. We walk across as well. He says, listen, the Congo reminds me of this bridge sometimes. Shaky at times, but you have to catch your balance. That's how the Congo works. Sometimes it's shaky. Politics is shaky. But if you have your balance, then you can navigate, you can cross over. You see, my bodyguard, he almost fell over. This shaky bridge, he wasn't steady. We have to stay the course and be steady. Can you imagine? Wow. That's what he's telling me as we're walking, as he's crossing this bridge. We cross to the other side, we walk some more, and then we come to this clearing, and there in front of us, more guys of his soldiers with a cooler, drinks. They provided maji, nini, for us to take a break. And we're talking some more. And I'm saying, so listen, do you after your second term, if you win your second term, because he had been a one-term president then, if you win your second term, what are you going to do after that? I said, look, I'd love to go back to college. I'm only 36 years old. I'd love to go back to college and get a degree and maybe lecture. That's all I can do. Because I'm still young, I didn't get this opportunity because I was thrust into power at the age of 29. I said, that's a great idea, Mr. President. You could be, before you know it, you could be an expert on Africa and teach at Harvard or Princeton, you name it. So anyway, we finish our drinks. He's talking with his guys now. And he says, okay, Jeff, let's head back. I said, all the way back where we came? He says, I'll show you a different route. Sure enough, another route back to where we started from. This one took maybe 20 minutes or so. Get back into the cars. Now we're driving back to Kinshasa. We pass some potholes. On the way, the car was a little shaky, so potholes, boom, 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 boom. And I say, hey, Mr. President, is the road ahead shaky? Because, potholes, shaking. He says, He looks at me again in the rear view, in that stern look. He says, "The road ahead for the Congo is shaky, but we will weather it. We will weather the storm."
Wow.
And we drove all the way back to Kinshasa. He left us off at the office. We got into our cars and I said, "Mr. President, thank you so much for this. This is really good. I appreciate it." He says, "Jeff, all the best. And we'll see you sometime." And I said, "Good luck, Mr. President." And that was it. And we left. It was the access to people like that. And we came back and we did a pretty decent story, you know, because he shows the human side of a head of state, you know. This guy, soldier from day one. 29 years old when his father was assassinated, thrust into power, and now he has to navigate the third largest country in Africa.
Wow.
And that is what we call a story a day.
It's the Hot Breakfast with Jeff and Jalango.